So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and build this one with the new Get Famous expansion pack. So before we get into the video, I've just got to let you know that this video is presented by EA Game Changers, and I did receive a free early access copy of the Sims 4 Get Famous to go ahead and show you in today's video. So this one is going to be a Del Sol Valley mansion, and I actually built this shell here, as you can see, in Brindleton Bay because I wanted to get a little bit of a head start on a few things, so I'm not like totally overwhelmed once I get the hands on the pack, because I'm only going to have about 24 hours or so to get videos prepared. So I thought it might be a good idea to do a few shells of homes before the pack comes out, so I can kind of be a little bit more prepared for it. Now, the thing that you're seeing here, don't worry, we're not going to be in Brindleton Bay for the whole video. We're just going to be here for a little while once I'm just doing the shell. I'm not doing any wall coverings or anything like that. I'm literally just placing down the walls, and that's really about it, and also the landscaping, just to kind of get myself a little bit of a head start. So one thing I did with kind of just the whole sort of decorating process in this build is that I didn't really go too crazy with the clutter, because one, I kind of want to get a few videos out with Get Famous, and if I'm kind of really focusing on like fully decorating with all this clutter and stuff in the build, it's gonna just really take away from that time that I have. And the other thing as well is that I also didn't decorate one of the bedrooms in this build. So there is 3 bedrooms, well, yeah, 3 bedrooms in total. 2 of them are decorated, and that's what I did, again for the same reason, just to kind of, you know, sort of save time a little bit. And the other thing as well is that I noticed that the styling of the beds that we'll have, one of them is very kind of luxurious and stuff, which didn't really fit the kind of theme of this build, and the other ones were kind of more, well, the other bed was a little bit more mid-century modern looking, so again with that it didn't really fit in this build either. So it was just going to end up being other packs items, and I felt like I'm just taking away time, so I might as well just leave it out and let you decorate it, which I think would be a nice idea. So you can go ahead and send me some pictures if you do decide to go ahead and do that on Twitter, because I'd love to see how you decorate one of these homes. So you can see now that we're just kind of, you know, continuing with structures around the build, like the garage area, these little gazebos and stuff, and also this, which is the greenhouse. Now, I feel like if somebody's going to be living in this sort of house, then maybe not have the time and stuff like that to actually do their own gardening, but I thought it would be a nice thing to include, and it's something else I can, you know, put in to kind of take up some space as well. So that's what we did there. And what was the other thing as well? Oh, that's the other thing. So you can see, like, on the garage and stuff, how I'm doing like the fences, like on the little porches and stuff. Well, I totally forgot with this patch that we're getting is that you can actually just take down the foundation, and you can have multiple foundation levels on one, I'm talking way too fast here, on one lot. There we go. So what I ended up doing was just taking that out and just leaving the garage and stuff on the ground level, which was really, really easy. So I did make a few adjustments from when we changed from here until we get into Del Sol Valley. So you'll see the transition shortly. I think around the, let's see, I think just after the 5-minute mark, it looks like, is when we jump into Del Sol Valley. We're just doing a little bit of roofing here. I don't show you all of it, because, you know, the main purpose of this video is to kind of show you the Del Sol Valley, well, Get Famous items and stuff. So I didn't kind of show you as much, you know, stuff here, but you know what, I have mansion builds all the time on my channel, every Friday and Sunday, so there's plenty of other ones where you can see more about that if you want to. And I also, with the landscaping as well, I did this really interesting, I mean, it's not that interesting, but it just looks a little bit different for me, is that I kind of did these kind of swirls of plants and stuff around the swimming pools. You've probably seen it in this, well, yeah, well, you wouldn't have seen the screenshots yet, but, you know, maybe. And you'll see in a second how you can kind of see there where I've kind of marked it out with a terrain paint. I don't know if I get it on camera or not, but you'll see that anyway at the end. And yeah, so it's currently 8 PM, and I've had the pack now for about 2 hours, and you know, I've only managed to get this done, which I'm a little bit behind schedule, because tomorrow at 4 PM is when I can start posting these, so this will probably be going up at 4 PM, and then I've got something else planned, which isn't a build, which I still have to work on. I've done a little bit already, but not that much, so I don't really know what, I'm like really stressed out, because I need to get all videos rendered. This one is going to be probably around the 2 hours mark to render, which I know is pretty crazy, but you know, it's just like, my computer isn't that great, so I'm just gonna have to try and work it out. What I was thinking about doing is maybe rendering this build through the night, but it's not going to take all night, and then I'll just have my computer on like all night for no reason. And it also really heats up my room, my PC as well, and also the sound of it, it's not loud, but I can hear it when I'm like trying to go to sleep, so I always like to have my PC off before then. But I don't know, I might have to get up early tomorrow morning and like render it then or something. I'll figure it out. So right now we're now in Del Sol Valley, as you can see, and the lighting in this world is actually amazing. It's just so bright and amazing. There's no other words to describe it really, other than amazing. But I also noticed that with my reshade settings, when it's in afternoon, which is like the brightest time, it is so bright I couldn't even see. I had to put it into morning or dusk. The dusk is actually really bright still, so that's still another option. So you can see right here that the quality has gone down, but the frame rate should have went up. Now I've been having a few problems with my recording software, and it's kind of getting really frustrating because I'm having lots of footage that just ends up having to discard because of the frame rate, because when I'm recording I don't see any lag at all, but when I look back at the recorded footage and stuff, it is so laggy it's unbearable sometimes. So that has been happening sometimes recently, and it's been doing that with my recording software Dxtory, which is also called Fraps as well. So I've been going in between those two, because when Fraps stops working I just jump into OBS and hopefully that works. But I've also been having to mess around with my OBS settings as well for it to work, because for some reason my computer is just getting worse and worse by the day. So I had to change the bitrate down really low. That's why there's a lot of kind of blurriness on screen at the minute, but don't worry, because I do kind of check the recordings as I was going and I noticed that problem, so it does get a little bit better later on, so don't worry about that. Once we start working on the interior, which is, well, just about now actually, I'll go ahead and change it another 2 times I think, so you'll probably see a change just about any second now, about right now. So you would have maybe just see a slight change there, and I do also think I change it one more time a little bit later, so I'm really sorry about that, but you know what, we'll get it figured out. Anyway, so we're now working on the interior, as you can see. We're starting off here in the kitchen, and we didn't get any new kitchen items with this pack, which is a little bit of a shame, because I feel like we need some more, because I'm noticing that I'm using the same ones over and over again. But you know what, it's alright. I kind of just made it work here with the Jungle Adventure ones, which, you know what, no problem with that, it still works a little bit. And I'm also seeing a little bit more blurriness on screen again now for some reason, like the wallpapers. Like if you look at the wallpapers, you can see how they're a little bit fuzzy. I don't know, it's having a load of problems. This never really happens. If this is the first video you watched of mine, then I'm really sorry, but this isn't a normal thing. Anyway, so I also had a little bit of trouble when it came to do the outdoor wall coverings, because there wasn't really a lot that was for my build style. A lot of it was well, just not really things that I could use in a general suburban home. It was kind of really hard for me deciding on what I was going to build for this pack, because, you know, as you know, I love to build suburban and family home styles, and this one is just kind of, the items in this pack are really aren't for that, so it's really hard to kind of incorporate that into my building style, and also to push myself a little bit to do other things, because I'm going to have to do some more modern builds and stuff, which isn't really my thing, but we're just going to have to get on with it anyway. So I kind of tried to make it work, these items, in a suburban kind of setting, and it did work sometimes. Sometimes it looks a little bit interesting, but you know what, not always in a bad way, so you just have to let me know what you think. Remember, this is the first chance that I've had to play with Get Famous. Like, as soon as we loaded up Del Sol Valley here, I'd only had the game on for about like 2 minutes, so I hadn't looked at anything else apart from what you saw when we first loaded up Del Sol Valley in this video. So it's still my first experience with it in this build, so hopefully in the next couple of ones I'll kind of develop some things of, you know, I like these type of items, I don't like these type of items, and kind of, you know, develop some new styles or something. And yeah, so we're just working on another little seating area here, and there are a few other rooms than, you know, living rooms and stuff. I do actually, there's the kitchen and the dining room and one big thing, and then it's kind of like the living room, and then this room here, which has like a bar in it, and also another little seating area. And also as well, there is kind of like an art studio and music room, and there's the gym, which is in the garage, which is something that I normally do. And I'm trying to think what else. Oh, there's also like 2 other seating rooms. Well, yeah, seating rooms. That doesn't really sound right, but it kind of makes sense. Living rooms, in other words. So there's one like in the back left of the lot, I believe, and there's also one where you saw the kitchen. There's kind of like an outdoor walkway to another building, but like connected to the lot, like on the right hand side. Well, in there as well, I believe I put another seating area, so there's lots and lots of space in this build. So it is a good, home for a lot of Sims, or even if it's people like, Sims like to have people over or something, then it's also a good lot for that. And yes, so we're just working on one of the bedrooms now. I would probably say that this is the master bedroom. Again, it's still a mix of styles. You can see that we've got the city living bed in here because, the other ones didn't really fit. And also we've got some very glamorous wardrobes there too, which again, it's just the conflicting styles, but is it really conflicting? I don't know, it just looks a little bit interesting. And it also has that octagonal room there with a glass roof above it too, so nice little seating area there too. And you can't really see the kind of scenery from this point of view really, it's more at the back of the lot, but you know what, that's fine. Your Sims can't, well actually I noticed that in City Living, in one of the apartments, it's in Uptown, I can't remember which one it is, but you can actually, some of the windows, you can click on it to actually look at the view like an actual interaction, which is kind of interesting. I wish we had windows that had that. It's only that specific lot, which is a little bit annoying because it would be good for kind of settings like this where the view is amazing. I also had one chance today in this build whilst I was doing the screenshots to go ahead and check out first person mode because, well, the first person camera, because I had to get my sim to sleep to make it daytime because I don't have my mods and everything to change the time, because I'm waiting for those to be updated. So I just had to get my sim to sleep through the night. So while she was, because I moved her in, so she started off, at the front of the lot. So I kind of played around with the first person camera from like the front of the lot up to the bed so she could go to sleep. And it was actually kind of interesting. That's the only, I haven't really explored anything else other than that. But it was kind of just nice to see how it actually looks other than people's videos that I've seen and to actually try it out myself. I've got to mess around with it a little bit more, but it was kind of nice to see that. So right now we're just working on a little bit more of outdoor furnishing. There isn't really that much of it. It was just a hot tub there in that gazebo area, and we've also got these two little lounge chairs. Again, these aren't functional, but you can sit on the ottoman things at the bottom of those chairs. And this isn't, by the way, you can probably see, but it isn't base game plus get famous. I don't have any plans at the minute to do a base game plus get famous build, but I think that would be a good idea because I did do one for seasons plus base game when I got early access for seasons, and that was really well received, so I might actually do another one of those. Let me know if you have any ideas about that. I don't know when I'm going to get it up. It may not be this week, it may be later in the week, I don't know. My schedule is just a mess. I'm just trying to kind of piece my schedule together as I go because I just don't know what's happening at the minute. Anyway, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this voiceover up here because shortly we're just going to be jumping into the screenshots. I really hope you enjoyed today's build. Like I said, this is my first one with Get Famous, so it won't be the best, but don't worry as well, as there will be plenty of mansion builds and more builds to come, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Let me know about what you think of Get Famous and the build mode items in the comment section down below. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and this isn't up on the gallery yet. I did think I might have said at the beginning that it's up on the gallery now, but it actually isn't. It'll be up on the 16th when the game actually comes out, but I will probably come back here and leave a link in the description, so check back here, as I will probably leave one of those, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!